In 2 weeks, that's November 22 and 23, world leaders will gather in Johannesburg, South Africa for the G20 summit, centered on debt relief, climate action, and global fairness. Yet the story dominating headlines is US President Donald Trump's decision to pull the United States out completely. Let's go through exactly what he said, the reasons behind it, what he's aiming for, how the world's responding, and most importantly, what this means for India. Trump wrote on Truth Social, "It is a total disgrace that the G20 will be held in South Africa. Afrikaners are being killed and slaughtered, and their land and farms are being illegally confiscated. No US government official will attend as long as these human rights abuses continue. I look forward to hosting 2026 G20 in Miami, Florida." 2 days earlier in Miami, he said South Africa shouldn't even be in the G's anymore. That means no president, no Vice President JD Vance, no US delegation at all. The world's largest economy will have no voice in discussions on trade, security, or global growth. At the heart of his stance is the claim that white South African farmers are victims of genocide. He points to violent farm attacks and a new 2025 law allowing land expropriation without compensation in rare cases to correct historical dispossession from the apartheid era. South Africa's government and independent analysts strongly reject this. They say crime affects all communities, there is no evidence of systematic targeting, and white South Africans still own the majority of farmland and hold significant economic power. Beyond that, Trump's administration has criticized the summit's focus on diversity, equity, inclusion, and climate policies as distractions from the core economic issues. South Africa's legal action against Israel at the International Court of Justice and its neutral position on Ukraine have also deepened the rift. His goals are very clear, I would say. He wants South Africa removed from the G20 until what he calls human rights abuses stop. He has proposed fast-tracking US refugee status for African air farmers, a sharp contrast to his overall restrictive immigration policies. And for the next year, he intends to host the 2026 summit at his Doral resort in Miami, shifting the format toward one-on-one deals rather than bold multilateral agreements. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa called the allegations completely false and invited Trump to visit and see the reality. Government spokesperson Crispin Ferry emphasized that South Africa is hosting to promote genuine solidarity and heal colonial legacies. Opposition leader Julius Malema dismissed further rhetoric as a cover for US-China trade tensions. Meanwhile, China's Xi Jinping is quietly stepping forward as a champion of multilateral cooperation. European leaders worry about the G20's growing divisions, and ethics watchdogs have condemned the Doral hosting plan as a clear conflict of interest. For India, this is not a simple win. On one hand, the US absence gives Prime Minister Narendra Modi more space to push global South priorities like debt restructuring and climate adaptation funding without American resistance on coal use or trade routes. India can also deepen ties with African nations, building on its successful push to include the African Union in the G20 during its 2023 presidency. But a weakened G20 is a problem. India depends on strong global agreements for supply chain security, technology access, and climate finance. With China gaining influence in the vacuum and the US engagement reduced, India's strategic balancing act, maintaining the Quad partnership, securing Russian energy, and leading in the developing world becomes more delicate. Louder voice? Yes, but less actual power to shape outcomes. In the end, Trump's boycott spotlights G20's fault lines. It reflects deeper tensions between national priorities and global cooperation. In simpler words, progress versus protectionism. Will it derail Johannesburg? Probably not, but it will surely reshape talks.